Hey guys, if you're seeing this message, this is for the sign of Cancer. All right, so Cancers, you need to work on forgiveness. I'm gonna get right into it because I had already pre-shuffled for you guys. You need to work on your forgiveness. For some of you, you're feeling stuck because there are parts of you inside where you are not letting go of certain things. And the thing is that you need to be intentional about how you go about forgiveness, which means that you have to allow yourself to be uncomfortable with going over certain emotions and discussing certain emotions, whether that's with yourself, through journaling or, video self reflection or voice note self reflection, however you choose to do it. Or it could just simply be something that you decide to talk to a trusted person about, maybe even a therapist. But you have to remember that the process of forgiveness, like there's a process of forgiveness. And when you hold on to the energy that's in your body, it makes you it makes you feel stagnant and stuck, right? So it says it will be held somewhere inside the body, causing blockage of energy flow. This can eventually lead to great discomfort and dis-ease. True forgiveness comes from the heart. We can make a conscious decision to forgive, but unless our heart agrees and is able to feel compassion or forgiveness, our forgiveness is merely a mental process, which does not free us of emotion. So it's like you could be saying, yeah, I'm off that, I forgive, but deep down in your heart, you don't forgive. Deep down in your heart, you're probably giving that person the middle finger. So it's like you can't fake the funk with this originality card here. You can't fake the funk when it comes to, yeah, I forgave, yes, I moved on, because it's going to reflect within your body, especially if you are having sacral reproductive issues. Disclaimer, I am not a medical practitioner. This is for entertainment purposes only. But what I'm saying to you is that you need to, let's say you're dealing with heavy cramps, you're dealing with constipation, you're dealing with lower back pains, or like I said, reproductive issues. That's simply, and you could be a male or female, that's because you have emotions that is tied up in your that the lower body of chakras, right? You got it tied up in your sacral and solar plexus. That is, especially with this yellow here, that solar plexus, it's like your lack of forgiveness is tied to your confidence. So the reason why you don't feel as confident as you should is because you're still holding on to emotions that was, through damage that was done from other people that affected your confidence. So by you holding on to these emotions with these people, because like it said, you can mentally forgive, but if it's not in your heart where you truly like, I let it go. Trust me, when you forgive, there's a tingle that you will feel in your body, sometimes in your heart, depending on how hard the burden was. You're going to feel it. It's like an instant relief off of your shoulders. So you're going to have to allow yourself to really get real with yourself when it comes to, have you really forgiven someone, or you just really said it just because? Have you forgiven those people, or do you just say it mentally but emotionally deep down inside you're still holding on to certain things? And if you're feeling sick, like I said, I already said my disclaimer, but you guys are really in dis-ease because you have emotions that you're refusing to let go. Okay, now it says, in order to release anything, we first must contain it. We cannot let go of anything that we don't already hold on to. This might mean that in order to forgive, we go through the uncomfortable process of connecting to the feeling that we want to let go. Our capacity to feel compassion for another is key to our ability to forgive them. When we look at our lives from an expanded point of view, we can enter into witness mode. Seeing the bigger picture helps us to grasp the dynamics of circumstances, relations, and interactions while taking it into consideration the maturity, wisdom, and consciousness of everyone involved. So it's like if you know that this is going to require for you to be mature. This is going to require for you to tap into your wisdom, Cancer, where it's like, that certain things, your mind is different. So you have to have compassion, like, you know what, this person didn't even know any better. You know what, look at the examples around this person. Look at the way that they show up in their everyday life. I mean, it's a clear indication that they're not as mature spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically as you are. So it's like you're going to have to be the bigger person. And that could be hard for you, especially if you like to be, sometimes cancers, you could be a bit petty, you could be a bit tit for tat, you could be a bit, you know, y'all, you know how y'all do. No shade or nothing, but it's okay. Everybody has their moments. But allow yourself to feel those emotions and stop denying them. Look at this, 5 of Cups. You have, and for some of you, these emotions make you go into this space of darkness where you feel very, very sad. It's like you're holding on to, some of you could be battling with depression and you don't even know, or you're just very pessimistic about a situation where you keep going back on it mentally. It's like you're back and forth mentally about, like appearing as if you forgive someone, but then deep down inside of your emotions is like, have you really forgiven this person? Have you really forgiven these people, this situation? What else does cancers need to know at this time? Yeah, there's a lot of inner conflict. And this inner conflict that you have, it boils down to the people that you might have given your love to, people who you might have been faithful. Some of you might have been dealing with infidelity, things in that nature. But it's like, now that you know what you know, like that I need to face the reality that I'm not fully forgiven from a situation. What are you going to do with that information now? Are you going to allow yourself to do the work and face these emotions by sitting with them and having to go through it all over again, in the sense of, when you self-reflect about a situation, it brings up the emotions that the situation may have caused you. And sometimes you just need to do that so that you could be able to get a good cry out and really fully release it. What else does cancers need to know at this time? Yeah, this is why you feel trapped. You're mentally entrapped, you're emotionally entrapped. You have emotions trapped up inside of you because you're not, you have to face the reality. What else does cancers need to know? Yeah, this is about a commitment, some sort of commitment that you might have been in before, something that might have happened, in the past, or a commitment that you're in now. Maybe something happened and you decided to move forward with somebody, but you haven't fully forgiven them. And every now and then you are creating conflict around the situation because you forgave too soon. You wanted to, say, yeah, I'm over it. But are you? Are you actually really over it? I'm not sure, especially if this is with family. Okay? Prioritize beauty therapy. Beauty is a sustaining force for the human spirit and healing for the soul. Spend time in a beautiful nature setting, wear beautiful outfits and jewelry, or purchase a beautiful object for your home or office. Notice the beauty all around. Beauty therapy doesn't have to cost too much or money to have to cost too much or any. Beauty is your birthright. Your inner beauty shines through. So for some of you, yeah, activate heart healing. So there's beauty in heart healing. There's beauty in you going on a journey to be able to learn how to love yourself again. There's beauty in this forgiveness process that you need to go through, because for some of you, you also need to forgive yourself. You're needing to forgive yourself for ways in which in the past you may have played small, and give yourself some grace, show yourself some more compassion, and it's going to help open up your heart space so that you could be able to receive more love, not just from others, but to receive more love from yourself. Okay, so I hope this helps somebody. All right, this is what I have for my cancers. I love you guys. Peace.